What's up, y'all? We back at it with another chapter of Ichi the Witch, Hunt 54. We got introduced to this new magic named Kizashi. I ain't gonna lie, I'm really rocking with his design, man. I don't know if it's the way his arms is or his face or just the personality overall. I really rock with him, and he does seem like the type, like, yo, he won't hesitate to wipe you out. And he just seemed like one of those fun characters who just want to be around strong people. Although the stuff he does in this chapter is kind of ruthless and it shows his nature, but I still kind of rock with this guy. Maybe it's just me. Let me know if y'all feel the same way about him. But we about to dive into this chapter. I gotta head out soon, so I probably won't have the best edits in this video. I do apologize, but hopefully you still respect the grind. So make sure you thumb it up and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, man. If not, I mean, it's all good, man. Do you. But the chapter pretty much starts off where you got, I'm gonna call him She for short. You have it where, or I'm gonna call him Key. I like that better. You have it where Key shows up on the ship. He's talking to Chrono saying like, yo, I bought you a whale eyeball, a king whale eyeball. Meaning this guy went around, killed the whale and said, yo, I'm gonna take this so my boy, you know what I'm saying, Chrono could have it. And of course, Chrono doesn't want it. He's like, look, yo, I got a whole bunch of them, yo, over like 20 of them. So that means this guy went around the seas, killing as many whales as he could and taking their eyeballs. I mean, it's a chance they could have survived without it, but I feel like he probably wiped them all out. And of course you have it where he's asking, you know, Chrono to invite him inside of his ship so that they can hang out and party. Of course, Chrono keeps saying, no, you can't come in. This guy's just constantly repeating himself, let me in, let me in, let me in. It's like, yo, you never let me in. You never want to party with me. And then you have it where, you know, Key gets close enough to Chrono where he's about to attack him with this water-like spear. I'm not gonna lie. The shit looked dope as hell. It looked cold, but you have it where he's like about to shoot this attack at Chrono. Chrono way past him and kind of freezes him in time and then launches him away. Then you have it where he shows back up and you see that he's so happy. He's so excited. He's like, yo, this is the best ever, man. He loves how powerful Chrono is. He says, over the whole sea, you're the only one who can survive my attacks. Just you, no one else. And he's pretty much praising the strength of Chrono. He says, you really are the best ever. He says, that's why I like you so much. And of course, Chrono doesn't seem to be giving him like vibes like I see you as a friend too, which is crazy because if I get a vibe that you ain't rocking with me, I'm not going to rock with you. But whatever the case, this guy still rocks with Chrono. Or at least that's just maybe his way of, you know, just seeing how much he can get away with around Chrono. But he says like, yo, you know, he goes to tell Chrono, if only all living things were as powerful as you, Chrono, there would be no weaklings for sure. He says, especially humans, man, for how weak they are, you know, there's way too many of them. Meaning he looks down on humans because he considers us to be weak. He considers us not to be powerful and strong like he considers himself to be. But of course you have it where Chrono tells him like, yo, man, just leave me alone, man. Like, yo, I don't want to do a party. Go about your business. Go live your day. And then, of course, he's saying, you know, Key's saying like, yo, come on, man. Like, yo, let's have fun, man. Let's bring out lots of presents. You know, let's just party and stuff. He says, all right, well, if that's the way you want it, I'm going to go ahead and leave. And, you know, but the next time I come, we really going to rock out. And I'll bring you even more eyeballs, which is crazy. This guy's going to go around and take out more whales. But as he's walking off, he says, yo, by the way, I got a question to ask you. And this right here kind of feels sinister the way he does this, and I really rock with it. He says, yo, I got a question to ask, man. You know, is it true that you made a baby with a human? You know, and that baby is sucking up all of your power, making you weaker and weaker. So we didn't know what was happening to this guy for actually giving birth to a child or getting a human pregnant. Now, it does make sense. Does that mean that he may become a normal human and his child will become a magic in his place? Is that what this is trying to tell us? I don't know, but I feel like that might be the way it works out. But you got it where, you know, Key goes to say like, oh man, that was two questions. I just kind of heard that through the grapevine, you know? He's like, but it's totally fake though, right? You'll never do nothing like that. It's totally slander. I know. Still, as your best friend ever, I'm kind of concerned for you. So let me in for a little bit and let me check around just to make sure, okay? And he's like, then I'll know these dumb, gross rumors are totally fake. You're okay with that, right? Right, Chrono? And then you have it where Chrono looks at him, but he has many water spears around Chrono, as well as a giant water spear in the air. But you have it where it seems as if this Key guy goes to attack the home or the boat that Chrono is staying on with this giant water spear, but Chrono himself destroys this water spear and lands back down because he has someone to protect his the mother of his child. But of course you have it where, you know, this guy starts crying. He's like, yo, come on, tell me it's a lie. What is on this boat that's so important to you? He says, why did that attack actually injure you? Meaning he is getting weaker, because I'm assuming it wouldn't have weakened him before or hurt him before. He's like, yo, tell me the truth. You're getting weaker. And he's crying, he's sobbing because his best friend is getting weak. And he screams out, why? You can't get weaker. If you get weaker, we can't play. We won't be best buds anymore. And then he just like stops as if he comes to a conclusion and says, you know what? I'll kill it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just kill it. Then you'll go back to being your super powerful self again. Right? He's like, you can't do it yourself because it's your own kid, but I can, okay? So say no more. I understand now. This guy's expecting Chrono to go kill his own kid so that he could remain powerful. He says, don't worry, Chrono. I'll kill them all for you. I'll eradicate every last little thing that makes you weak, right now, this minute, which is insane that this is how this guy's talking. And then he goes to hug Chrono, and once he does that, that's when you have your boy Ichi shows up, and Ichi strikes him with his blade, hitting him with some type of lightning attack. And I'm not gonna lie, this panel was cold as hell, probably the best panel in the whole damn chapter. And you have it where, I don't know, Ichi just has some of the coldest lines. Even though, you know, he doesn't have too much of a personality, he has some of the best panels in this series where he says, purposeless murder, clear intent to kill. Death for death is triggered. As if this guy's whole personality and attitude triggered death for death within your boy Ichi. And he says, I will hunt you. And then you have it where Key turns around and he's like, yo, who are you? And that's the way the chapter ends. And like I said, I imagine this battle between him and Ichi is going to be so amazing. But we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out. Now, I do still believe, like I said earlier, I do believe it's one of those situations where your boy, as he loses more of his magic power to the baby, you know, he will become more and more human. And that might be a way for Magics to become human. Or maybe not human, but just become something similar to a human without being necessarily a Magic anymore. And I feel like his baby will probably take the place of the Time Majik. That's just my thoughts on it. I could be completely wrong, and you guys can let me know what y'all think about that. But that's how I feel like it's actually going to go down in the next few chapters of this arc. But so far, I'm liking it. I love the design of this new character. I like the fact that, you know, Chrono seems to be a good guy, and there's a chance where he might actually aid in the battle against the World Hater. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm curious if Dez, as well as maybe Goku, may get involved in this battle, and if maybe even Goku might actually acquire a Magic. I really hope that happens at some point. Hopefully with this guy, if not, maybe later on. But you guys could let me know your thoughts, man, because this wasn't part of the prophecy. This guy wasn't part of the prophecy. So there's a chance that he could be acquired by Goku. I just had to put that out there. But let me know your thoughts down below. And if you like this video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.